Hi guys, welcome to Tuesday afternoon and welcome to a brand new vlog. So we picked up some paint samples for the back house on the exterior from Lowe's the other day. And I wanted to show you guys kind of like which colors we were gravitating towards and then which colors we ended up getting full samples of. It's best to get multiple samples if you're kind of stuck between two main colors. I'm sure you guys know that if you've painted anything before, and then you'll paint like a board or you'll paint a piece or like a section of your wall or something, and you'll kind of watch it throughout the day and at different times when it's exposed to different kinds of light, and you can kind of tell like which color you actually want on the house, because whites can tend to have really yellow undertones or pinky undertones or blue undertones, and you won't really know until you have it in your own space. So we ended up just getting one because we actually we're looking at it under different, if you walk around with the paint samples, you can kind of see them in varying degrees of light. So we kind of just picked the one that we liked the best, and we're going to try it out, and if we don't like it, we can always go get more of the tubs of samples. So these are the white colors, and we did go to Lowe's, so everything that we have is Sherwin-Williams. They also sell Valspar, but I've heard a lot of good things about Sherwin-Williams paints, and we used Behr in the back house for the interior, which is the brand that Home Depot carries. So I did want to try some Sherwin-Williams paints. So these were the ones that we were considering, and you can already kind of tell that this one's a little bit more yellow. This one is kind of like a green blue undertone. This one's kind of more like purpley blue, and then this one's like kind of more of a true white in my opinion. And we didn't want like white out white, so this is kind of, I like to pick up like a control color that I know is like stark white or stark black or whatever color, and then you can kind of compare between the ones that you're gravitating towards, and it'll kind of expose like the undertones of your paint. So this one is Snowbound. This was my control. And then I picked up Timeless White, which is kind of yellowy, Pure White, which is kind of green undertones, and then Oxford White, which is the one we ended up getting a paint sample of. And it's honestly, it's a little bit more blue-green maybe, and then kind of like, it almost just looks a shade darker of white. It's kind of hard to tell to pick up on here, but that was our thinking process. So we knew we were gonna choose Oxford White, so that's what this is Oxford White, and we're going to try, I'm gonna try and put a sample on the side of the house and kind of take a few pictures of it throughout the day on different sides, because obviously your different sides of your house will get different types of light. So anyways, we chose Oxford White to test our first sample for. And then we picked up these for deciding our trim color. Like I said, we wanted a kind of beigey or gray color, but kind of more of like a subtle tone. So these are some that I picked up, and we ended up going with Passive, which is right here. So to show you the actual color combination together, this is what we went for. And then the other thing I did want to talk about is we have it's an easy DIY, and it's not really related to the house. It's me repainting an object that I picked up from Goodwill like last year or so. And we originally were going to sand it and restain the whole thing, and it is just going to be a huge burden to do that because it has like really thin tongue and groove set for, it's a tabletop that has really thin tongue and groove like set in, like inset as the actual like tabletop surface. So I'd have to sand all the regular surfaces and very detailed into all the different like spaces of it, and I just was not committed to doing it, which is why I haven't done it yet. So I decided I might just paint it, and this is one of the trim colors that I picked up because I was kind of liking this gray. And then if you can see that, it's kind of like a really muted army gray, which I thought was really nice. This kind of color is like, I mean, it's very popular right now. I wouldn't say it's trendy because the muted color makes it a little bit more classic, but I was really interested in seeing how it looks, and if it looks horrible, I can repaint it. So we got a tub of this as well, because this should be enough for me to do like multiple coats of it. And then all of these also, obviously we'll get these colors that we picked up in exterior paints. However, you can't get, which I didn't know, you can't get paint samples in anything other than interior, like sample paints. So this is an interior paint for it, but yeah, so this is the color that I'm gonna paint a little coffee table, and I'm hoping to do it maybe this evening. But it's a really nice color, and if you're interested, it is called Wormwood right here by Sherwin-Williams. And then I also wanted to update you because I know I showed a little bit of demo in last week's video. We didn't get past that so far, what I've shown in the video. Just because yesterday was it was not a good day. We had to take our dog into the vet to get some stitches. So anyways, I'm back on it for this week until Friday because we're going camping Friday. So anyways, we haven't done any more demo. I'm hoping we can do a little bit more this week, but it's not likely. If anyone else out there that lives in the Denver area wants to come help us paint party soon. I've got to sample these to make sure that this is done, and then we can install the siding and prep the siding because it's already painted and it's peeling. So we're gonna have to sand everything down probably, or power wash everything away and then sand down the problem areas, prime it, and then we'll probably have people come over and help us paint. So lots of prep work to do before we actually get working on this. But that's all. Hi guys, it's a little bit later in the evening, or much later, it's like 6:30, and I came out to clean and prep this coffee table that I'm about to paint over that I was talking about earlier, and I wanted to show you guys what it looked like now. So this is what she looks like. She looks even swatchier than usual because I have cleaning solution sitting on it so that I can go back and clean it up quickly before priming it. This is the paint and the primer that I'm going to be using to tackle this project. So this is the same primer that I used for the kitchen cabinets, and it worked really well. And then this is the sample of Sherwin-Williams Wormwood that I showed you guys earlier, which is like that nice faint green color. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish cleaning up this table and then set you down and paint it. Okay, first coat is on. I have these are screwed in right here, so I'm trying to like basically balance it on these wobbly legs while I selectively paint them. So trying my best here. But I'm kind of liking it so far. I don't know, I feel like honestly kind of undecided about it. I don't know if I'm getting like ocean vibes or like baby nursery vibes, so I think I'll have to see it in the space to decide how I'm feeling, but I definitely think it was worth painting it and not trying to salvage and stain it. But I will let you know once I do the second coat and have it inside. Well, the lighting has changed a bit because now it's like 8:30, but this is where I got today, and it's reading like very minty green right now, which I don't know, something about this color is just making me second guess myself, so wish me luck. But anyways, I'm going to sign off for the night, so see you tomorrow. Welcome to Wednesday. Just brought the table in to see how we feel about it, and to be honest, something about it just doesn't seem like what I was expecting, and I think that's why I'm a little bit disappointed in it, because it really looks more like baby blue almost than it does like a gray green, which is what I was going for. So anyways, I will show you how it looks in the space. Okay, so this is it. Please mind Zedie in her in her chunky little shirt. She had a pretty bad cut that we had to get some stitches into, so that's on there in place of a cone. But what do you guys think of this? I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's just not what I was expecting, and I think I'm a little bit disappointed about that. But I mean, the finish, I still haven't done the top coat because I'm not committed to the color yet, and Josh wants to do like beads of caulk and all of these to make it look a little bit nicer, because you can kind of see like the paint just got like, it got a little bit bunched up in the grooves. So I don't know, we brought it in and we're just gonna kind of live with it for a bit and see how we feel about it after a few days. But yeah, so far not committed to it, I'll be honest, but I can always repaint it, but I don't really want to. I think I'm gonna go to the front house and continue doing some demo. I can't really do too much on my own because stuff is so heavy that it's hard for me to do anything without calling Josh over. So he is working on setting up, kind of doing some prep work for the fence around the back property line. So I think I'll go up front and see what I can work on. I may try to bring some stuff back because as we're starting to work on it more and more, we need to clear out the space a little bit more. So I do need to try and find some more permanent spots for our stuff while we're fixing up the front house. So anyways, if anything interesting happens, I'll take you with me, as per usual. Hi guys, welcome to Friday afternoon. We are redoing our shower paint because I didn't do a very good job of it the first time and it started to peel, and I showed you that in the last vlog. So today we went ahead and I've already put on a coat of the primer. Do you have it?
The primer.
The primer. So this is what we're using. It's called Wells Bond. A lot of the reviews said to use this diluted with water and then to roll it on with a foam roller and then to wait for it to dry, and hopefully it gets a little bit tacky, and then we can redo the epoxy paint that we did originally. So we've done one coat of this. I am currently rolling on a second layer, and we're kind of playing around with the dilution of this. I mean, it doesn't actually have like a standard for how to dilute it. So what we're doing is we have a mixture of it here, and then this is like a glob of the glue, and I'll kind of just roll it in like this into my roller and then mix it in with the glue mixture, just so that the glue is a little bit more dominant than the water. And then what I do, it's difficult to see because it's clear, and this isn't very potent. It smells kind of like Elmer's glue. The epoxy is really strong, so we're trying to do it and then go on a camping trip so that we don't have to smell it, and it takes 3 days to cure. So I'm going to finish up rolling on this second coat, and then I will bring you back for the epoxy mixture. Okay, so step 2 is mixing up the epoxy. So this is Rust-Oleum's Tub and Tile kit. This is the same kit that we used the first time. I think we actually used 2 to cover everything, but because we're doing kind of like a more top coat on this one, we just purchased 1. So what you do is you open these up. There's 2 parts, part A and part B, and you stir them individually with a clean paint stirrer, and then you pour part A, which is the agitator, into part B, and mix. And then once this is mixed, I'll put it into my paint tray, and then I'm using another clean high density foam roller to apply. And this is a really strong smell because it is an epoxy, so make sure that if you do use this kit, we have our window open and our restroom fan on. Welcome back. Today is Friday, and I feel like it's been a really long time since I've talked to you. I think I left you hanging on how the bathroom looks because it didn't end up working the way we wanted it to, and we had to hit the road so that we would we could go camping that weekend. So I'm gonna show you what the bathroom looks like now. We're both pretty disappointed because we've put a lot of work into it, and it still doesn't look good. So Josh found one more product. We're gonna try that out, and if it still doesn't work, we're gonna have to rip out all the tile and completely retile the bathroom walls. So we're hoping it doesn't come to that, but based on what I've seen, I don't have too much hope for keeping this bathroom paint working. So anyways, I'll show you that. So this is the bathroom. This is how we left it. I did leave you hanging because we got, let me see if I can back up. So we got all of this repainted, and then when I got to here, it started kind of sloughing off, and so we kind of started like wiping away the stuff that we knew was going to start peeling back up. And then when I got to this one, it was already a little bit tacky, and I just poked it and the whole square basically lifted off. So it's kind of a shame because the rest of it looks like incredible. It feels so much better now, and these few spots just look absolutely terrible. So and we still have this spot that we never even officially covered up. This is all still kind of spotty because it's been sanded and we never actually repainted it. So I'll show you what Josh picked up for us to try now. Is this Appliance Epoxy by Rust-Oleum. So basically what we put on here was a 2-part epoxy from Rust-Oleum, and this, I mean, hopefully it works. I will show you how it looks when we get the appliance epoxy on it. Hello! We are officially getting started on the fence, finally. We keep saying we're gonna get started on the fence, and Josh has gotten a design nailed down that he wants to do. So he's out getting some materials. He's at Home Depot right now, so hopefully he can get some posts and some concrete, and at least get the posts in and go from there. I am going to sample the paint colors that I picked up the other day from Lowe's that are Sherwin-Williams. for the exterior. Still haven't gotten around to doing that, so I'm gonna sample those today, and then hopefully I can make a decision if I think that's gonna be a good color for the house by the end of today. And maybe tomorrow I can go ahead and get the big buckets of paint, or I can at least start prepping the outside. So that is what we are up to. That's the plan, at least for this weekend. It's a long weekend. It's July 4th weekend. So we're hoping to use that to our advantage and get a good bit of the exterior done. So something else that I'm gonna do right now, because it is boiling hot and you have to do it with long sleeves and long pants and boots, and I'm not trying to do this for long, is to spray all of our weeds. We have so many weeds. We haven't shown you our backyard in a very long time, and I need to spray a lot of it. I think I may have to section it because of the dog, but I need to get it under control because it looks horrendous. So I'm going to flip you around and show you our weed disaster lawn. So not bad until you get to here, and then it is like weed central. All of that is weeds. All of this is weeds, and hopefully we'll get around to doing our driveway in the coming months, and so obviously all of this needs to go, and then we'll put down like a weed blocker, and then we'll put down I think we're probably either going to do pavers or like a slate chip driveway. So I'm going to spray all of this, but in order to do so I've got to gear up. So that's also why I have my mask on as well, because I don't want to be breathing anything in. I'm going to show you what we picked up to kill the weeds. So Josh also picked up something else that was just grass, or just weed killer. And so what that does is it just gets rid of any broadleaf weeds, but it won't take care of any like crabgrass or things like that. So we picked up this one from Lowe's the other day, and I'm gonna try it out. But yeah, so it says like this is all about how to apply it safely, and it said basically to cover your entire body. Hello again. It's a few hours later, and we got stopped because it started raining outside, but it was a quick little shower, so I came back outside to show you some progress. So I sprayed all the weeds, and it took a very long time, but it looks like they're starting to die. You can kind of see, I think it says like a full day is required to see like some serious change, but like you can tell stuff is starting to kind of slump over. Like that one. I don't know. So I'm hopeful that I didn't just waste a whole bunch of time trying to kill all of these weeds. So I'll have to see. I'll have to see in a few hours if it looks any better, and hopefully by tomorrow morning they look very sad. So the other thing I did was I did some samples of the paint around the house. So this is kind of what I did. I just did a big patch of the white paint here, and then I wanted to see it paired with the trim color. So this is obviously the old trim was never painted. They honestly like don't have that much trim, but so this is the old house color, and we'll be painting it this white. This is like primer here. You can kind of peel away some of this. So this is primer, and then you can see here where it's a little bit more consistent is what I painted, and then this would be the trim color. So I think I really like it. I'll probably go ahead and get a bigger like 5-gallon bucket of it, so that I can go ahead and start painting, because I need to paint this back side before we can actually install the fence, because I think it's going to be really close to the fence, and I don't know that I'll be able to squeeze in there and actually paint it once it's installed. Josh just came home with the wood that we're going to use for the gate in the back house. So or for the back house entry. In case I haven't showed you before, which I don't think I have, this is the current fence situation. So what we're gonna do, this is the neighbor's fence, and obviously ours continues on for this whole, for this bit, but I think the reason that they have their garage, this is their garage here, the reason they have it so far back is so that you can swing into the space. So we're just gonna have some parking spaces here, but we did want to do like a cantilevered gate. So this orange line running along here is our new fence line that we're gonna do. And then Josh has dug underneath the sidewalk that's back here with the little PVC pipe so that we can stick the electrical to control the gate. So we're gonna have a big electrical gate that moves this way, and then the rest of it will just be, we'll probably match it with that fence, or we may just continue and do the horizontal slats. So hopefully when I can get, I think Josh is going to try and dig out the posts back here, and then maybe I can run to Home Depot and get the paint and start working on this back part. I also need to sand this away and peel it off, because a lot of this just comes right off, and if I paint over it then it'll just peel off later, so now or never.